Prologue: The Unstoppable Tide. The galaxy had trembled at their approach. The Zelthari were a species of conquest, a race of towering chitin-plated warriors whose empire spanned 1,000 star systems. Their technology was beyond comprehension: self-repairing warships, plasma cannons that could crack continents, and soldiers who felt no pain, no fear. They had never lost a war, never surrendered, never even hesitated. When their fleets descended upon a world, its fate was already sealed. The Zelthari did not negotiate. They did not colonize. They exterminated. And then they found Earth. Chapter 1. First Contact and First Blood. The first Zelthari scouts arrived in the Sol system without warning. Their sleek, obsidian-hulled ships materialized near Mars, scanning the blue-green orb of Earth with cold, calculating precision. Humanity had known war. They had known conflict. But nothing like this. The Zelthari's demand was simple, transmitted in perfect guttural English: surrender or be erased. The United Earth Defense Coalition responded the only way humans knew how when backed into a corner: with defiance. The first battle was a massacre. Human ships, slow and fragile compared to the Zelthari's bioorganic dreadnoughts, were torn apart in orbit. Plasma lances carved through steel like paper. Thousands died in minutes. But then something unexpected happened. A crippled human destroyer, the UNS Vanguard, its engines dead, its hull breached, did something no Zelthari had ever seen before: rammed them. At full speed, the Vanguard plowed into the lead Zelthari cruiser, its fusion core detonating in a fireball that ripped through the alien vessel's shields. The Zelthari ship, for the first time in recorded history, cracked. The transmission from the dying human captain played on loop across the Zelthari command channels. "You think we'll die easy. You don't know us at all." Chapter 2. The War of Attrition. The Zelthari High Command was baffled. Humans should have broken, should have surrendered. Instead, they fought harder with every loss. Zelthari drop pods rained down on Earth cities, expecting swift compliance. Instead, they found streets turned into kill zones. Human soldiers, outgunned and outmatched, used everything: improvised explosives, ambushes, even bare hands, to drag Zelthari warriors into the dirt and tear them apart. A Zelthari commander, his carapace scorched from a human flamethrower, reported back to the fleet: "They do not fight like prey. They fight like predators." Meanwhile, human scientists did the impossible. They reverse-engineered Zelthari tech. Stolen plasma rifles were jury-rigged into human hands. Captured ships were dissected, their secrets turned against their creators. And then came the Prometheus Project. Chapter 3. The Turning Tide. Deep beneath the ruins of Geneva, a team of human engineers and rogue AIs worked on a weapon the Zelthari could never anticipate. The Zelthari's greatest strength was their hive mind network, a psychic link that made their armies perfectly coordinated. But humans had spent centuries mastering something the Zelthari never understood: deception. The Prometheus virus was a digital plague, a weapon designed to infect the Zelthari neural network and turn their own minds against them. When it was unleashed, the effect was catastrophic. Zelthari warriors turned on each other. Ships veered off course, colliding in orbit. The hive mind, once a flawless weapon, became a screaming chorus of madness. And then humanity struck back. Chapter 4. The Final Gambit. The Zelthari Grand Fleet, crippled and confused, regrouped at Jupiter, preparing a final desperate assault to burn Earth to cinders. But humans didn't wait for them. In a move that defied all logic, a ragtag fleet of stolen Zelthari ships, retrofitted human vessels, and jury-rigged drones launched a suicide charge straight into the heart of the alien armada. The battle was chaos. Human pilots, flying ships never meant for their physiology, weaved through Zelthari fire, detonating their own vessels as makeshift bombs. And then, at the climax, the UNS Retribution, a stolen Zelthari flagship, activated its own warp drive inside the enemy formation. The resulting singularity swallowed half the Zelthari fleet. Epilogue. The galaxy learns fear. The surviving Zelthari fled. For the first time in their history, they had faced a species that refused to die. A species that turned their own weapons against them. A species that fought with a ferocity even the Zelthari could not match. As the last alien warship vanished into the void, a transmission echoed across the stars, not from human leaders, not from generals, but from a lone soldier standing atop the ruins of a Zelthari war machine. You came here thinking we were weak, thinking we would break. But you forgot one thing. Oz. Smirk. We're humans. Breaking us only makes us angrier. And for the first time in 1,000 years, the galaxy learned what it meant to fear. The surviving Zelthari warships limped away from Sol, their hulls scorched, their crews broken. The once unstoppable armada had been reduced to a handful of crippled vessels fleeing into the dark. On Earth, humanity watched the retreat with exhausted triumph. Cities lay in ruins, millions were dead, and the skies still burned from orbital debris. But they had won. Admiral Elias Carter stood on the bridge of the last functioning human battleship, the UNS Defiant, his hands shaking from 3 days without sleep. The crew around him, engineers, soldiers, civilians turned militia, stared at the view screen in disbelief. Did we just beat them? Lieutenant Vasquez whispered. Carter let out a hoarse laugh. No, we broke them. The aftermath. A message sent. Deep in the remnants of the Zelthari command network, a final transmission was intercepted. The alien language was scrambled, frantic, but the translation was clear. High Command, this is Fleet Master Vextal. We are all that remains. The humans. They are not like the others. They do not yield. They do not fear. They adapt. They learn. A long silence. Then a reply, crackling with something no Zelthari had ever known before. Dread. Then they must never reach the stars in force. If they do, the galaxy is lost. The transmission cut off. A warning to the stars. Humanity did not wait for the next attack. With stolen Zelthari technology they rebuilt. Faster ships. Stronger weapons. And something the aliens had never anticipated. Alliances. The Zelthari had ruled through fear, crushing every species they encountered. But humanity, they offered something else. Voice. A resistance. War. Within months, signals went out, broadcast on Zelthari frequencies, translated into 100 languages. The message was simple. You are not alone. They told you resistance was impossible. They lied. Attached were schematics, battle plans, weaknesses in Zelthari armor, and a single line echoing across the void. If you can hear this, fight back. The last transmission. 1 year later, a derelict Zelthari scout probe was found drifting near Pluto. Its data core was damaged, but one file remained intact. A recording from the Zelthari High Chancellor, addressing the ruling council of their empire. The alien's voice was hollow, broken. We were wrong. We believed the humans were just another infestation to be purged. But they are more than that. They are a plague, one that spreads not through force but through ideas. They infect the mind. They turn slaves into rebels. They make the weak believe they can win. Then, the final words of a dying empire. We were considered invincible, until we faced them. The transmission ended. The final scene. On Earth, in the ruins of an old military base, a child picked up a rusted Zelthari helmet. The alien skull inside had long since turned to dust. A soldier watched, then knelt beside her. "What happened to them?" the girl asked. The soldier smiled. "We did." The camera pulls back, showing Earth's new orbital defenses, the skeletal frames of warships under construction, the first human colonies stretching toward Alpha Centauri. And beyond it all, the endless dark waiting. Fade to black. Text on screen. The war is over. The fight has just begun.